Some of the biggest games of 2023 are coming exclusively to Xbox, and while I'm sure you're all eagerly anticipating them, there's always a few little tidbits that pass you by. So allow me to get you up to speed. Oh, and naturally, all of these games will be coming straight to Xbox Game Pass the day they're released.
Set to arrive sometime in spring, the newest addition to the Minecraft universe will see players leading their bravest, blockiest friends into battle, real-time strategy style, as they try to fend off an invasion of piglins. To save the overworld, you'll need to unite mobs from across the land to take part in a battle for the ages. That includes those ones that have ruined many playthroughs for you in the past. That creeper who blew up that mansion you built? Time to make friends again. Playing from a third-person perspective, you'll be right at the heart of the action, swinging on those pesky piglins yourself while also yelling out instructions for your comrades to follow. But here's something you might not know about Legends, and it's something for all of you fans of lore out there. The story you're playing through is one that has been passed down through generations within the world of Minecraft itself. It's considered neither fact nor fiction, more like something in between, like a fairy tale, a fable, or a legend, perhaps. On top of the general premise, we also know that Minecraft Legends will feature both competitive and cooperative multiplayer, so you and your friends will be able to put your heads together.
Also racing onto our screens this spring, Forza Motorsport will take the series back to its roots and back to the tarmac for some streamlined, super fast car racing action. Gone are the days of driving through half a desert and a waterfall just to make it to the starting line. Arriving 6 long years after the previous Motorsport game, that's the longest gap in the series' history by the way, the 2023 title promises to unleash the full power of the Xbox Series X and S, with ray-traced lighting that's sure to add a glorious shimmer to proceedings no matter what point in the game's day-night cycle you're racing at. Every single car in the game has been remodeled for next-gen consoles with an advanced new damage mechanic that can simulate the havoc you're wreaking right down to the individual scratches. While old favourites like Maple Valley will be reappearing, we'll also be getting some brand new tracks to go whizzing along, including the Kialami Grand Prix circuit, the all-new Circuit Hakone in Japan, and a South African track making its motorsport debut. By using a mixture of photogrammetry, laser scanning, and other high-tech tools, you can expect each of these courses to look unbelievably realistic. After all, on Series X, it's the most advanced racing game ever made on the world's most powerful console. Guys, quite a lot to sink your teeth into. Speaking of which,
Redfall is a spooky first-person shooter from Arcane Studios, which will see players fighting for their lives on an island infested with vampires. So, you might say there's a lot at stake. And while it is a co-op friendly, horde-slaying game for up to 4 players, creative director Ricardo Bear has told players to expect something less like Left 4 Dead and more like Far Cry, as you lead the uprising against the island's bloodthirsty elites. Only in this case, the bloodthirsty part is a little bit more literal. What he meant by that was rather than levels of undead to clear through, in Redfall you'll be exploring a vast open world full of NPCs who you can take side quests from to complement the main story missions. There's so much going on in this, and I quote, crappy tourist town, that just wandering around and seeing what you run into is also a good option. Although, fair warning, it will probably be something that wants to turn you into a human Capri-Sun. On top of the vampires themselves, you'll also have to deal with cultist followers and a very suspicious, very well-armed private military company called Bellwether Security. Be especially wary if you see clouds forming on the horizon though, because these storms usually signal the arrival of a powerful vampire god known as a Rook. It's not all doom and gloom though. Redfall also features a trust buff, where the longer 2 characters play together, the closer they'll grow, leading to both more intimate dialogue and a handy stat buff. On top of that, you'll be able to harness a wide range of weapons to take down your undead foes, including UV beams and stake launchers. With a few good friends at your side and a healthy supply of ammo, you might just make it through the night.
Speaking of the night, finally we have a game we're going to be spending a lot of our nights in when it hits: Starfield. Bethesda's brand new RPG which will see you travelling the stars, battling space pirates, and generally doing whatever cool sci-fi thing pops into your head. I'm going to pretend to be Din Djarin from The Mandalorian. Set to take off in the first half of this year, Starfield will ensure that its wide world feels truly lived in by dynamically generating entire settlements and enemy hideouts and scattering them about the galaxy. There's also a neat new companion system which will see those who tag along with you helping out around the ship and carrying equipment for you. Find yourself in an awkward conversation and you can even ask them to take over for you. And if you're feeling homesick, you'll even be able to visit our very own solar system, check out what happened to the Earth and fulfill your dream of roaming around the red, rocky surface of Mars. There's no word on whether you'll need to buy a social media company first though. On the other hand, with some 1,000 planets to explore, maybe you'd rather check out somewhere new? One thing we found out recently from Todd Howard himself though is that while you'll be jetting across the universe, you won't have to worry about fuel. The game used to rely on having fuel to get from celestial body to celestial body, but it was deemed a fun killer as those who were stranded had to mine for fuel constantly. So that's something less to worry about. It could come back in the future hardcore modes though, so you're not out of the woods yet. But even with Starfield's incredible scope, Bethesda hasn't lost the human touch that makes its game so special. You'll be building your own character with their own unique traits, all of which have positive and negative aspects, and then you'll be diving into a world filled with fleshed out characters. With over 250,000 lines of dialogue, this might just end up being the richest story Bethesda has ever told. All 4 of these titles are the sort of game where every little thing you learn about them just makes you want them more. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell for all the latest info. Hit the comments to let us know which 2023 games you're most looking forward to, and we'll see you next time. Bye!